You hear people say, "I'm spiritual but not religious." What does this mean? The following is a description I found from someone who holds this position. Spirituality allows the individual to explore themselves and the world around them without being manipulated by organized belief systems so that they can use their own minds and not someone else's. Religion is more traditional and organized in its thinking. It passes down the same information generation after generation, and everyone believes it without questioning it, without doing any research or reading any other material except the Bible or takeoffs from the Bible. Religion also places limits and conditions on an unconditional and limitless God. They preach love but actually practice the opposite. Love is the greatest aspect of God, not religion. What I get out of this description is that God isn't that important to people who are spiritual and not religious. The reason is, God to them is whatever they think God is like. This is essentially creating a God they are comfortable with. What do they base their beliefs about God on? Feelings? If I feel God wants us to offer human sacrifice, does that make it true? In this description of spiritual, not religious, the author says love is the greatest aspect of God. Says who? How can we know that's true? If we really care about God, then we need some type of authority outside of ourselves to verify it is true. And God cares enough about us to give us such sources. Faith and reason aren't in opposition to each other. If religion is true, it will be able to withstand scrutiny. One doesn't need to accept their faith blindly, as this author thinks. There is only one truth, so that means that there is only one truth concerning God. This is just basic fact. 2 plus 2 is always 4. So if there is only one truth concerning God, then we could also say that there is only one true religion. I don't know about you, but I would rather have organized true religion than disorganized, untrue religion. What are those sources of credibility, and how is one to start searching for this true religion? In Mere Christianity, C.S. Lewis models this search well. He starts off with the concept of no higher power and rules that out. Then he explores the concept of multiple gods. He then determines this is untrue because God is an all-powerful being and there cannot be more than one all-powerful being. So that leaves us with a religion where there's only one God. And there are 3 main religions that profess this. They are Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. It's good to start in the beginning, that is, the beginning of time. Both Judaism and Islam claim to go back that far. In Islam, they say that everyone in the Old Testament was Muslim, and the accounts in our Bibles have been changed. There isn't any evidence for this claim, which really puts the founding of Islam in the 600s AD, which is too late. If you look at Judaism, we see God revealing himself to them. This is how we can know what God is like, not by our personal feelings. Christianity is a fulfillment of Judaism, because Jesus, God himself, entered into history and fully revealed himself to us. Many of the Jews at the time rejected him, and modern Jews still hope for the Messiah. Jesus, in order to protect what he revealed, by necessity founded a church. This church can historically trace itself back to Jesus and the apostles. That church was called the Catholic Church, and we can see it plainly in the writings of the 1st and 2nd century Christians in doctrine and by name. The historical argument is one mode of credibility. Miracles are another. God has performed many amazing miracles throughout the centuries in his church. Google Catholic miracles and read about them. By clicking on the link in the description, it'll take you to an article called Finding Jesus' Church Through 9 Dimensions of Truth. There you can read about other modes of credibility. In closing, true religion is a good thing. It ensures that you know true things about God and what his will for us is. This is God's will for us. As 1 Timothy 2:4 says, he wills that all men come to the knowledge of truth. Isn't it time to learn about the real God and not your own version of him? Or is God not that important to you?